All right, I'm on my phone instead of my iPad. Let's see if this will work. So this is the third time, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll have to put them all together and edit it to make one video, because the first live had a whole bunch of there. Wendy, you're back. Lauren, you're back, and Lauren, I can't add you, but invite yourself. Is that what it is, Wendy? Mercury retrograde. Hey, I didn't think about that. Lauren, yes, invite yourself again. Invite yourself to be on, because the green bar is not there. So, approve. Add. Okay, good. Let's see. All right, Wendy. Hello, Melissa. Welcome to the third attempt at this Facebook Live about, should be about Mercury retrograde. About lists and how lists can be either they keep you in balance or they unbalance you. So Lauren, I did invite you. So let's see again. I have to approve. Add you. All right, so I'm adding you. So let's see how this works. Oh, first day. I think it is, Wendy. It's going to be a huge doozy. Third time is a charm, right? Yeah, Wendy, I agree. There's just so much going on. I was listening to one of my favorite world updaters this morning, and that's putting a whole bunch of stuff in his name about who he is. And he was talking about there's so much going on right now that he's surprised that we're still all standing, so to speak. So Lauren, I did invite you. I approved. And you should receive an invite to be on. Melissa says, I always seem to make a list, then forget it at home. I'm a huge procrastinator. Oh, wow. Talk about that, Melissa. I understand that. You get your list down of the places you need to be and where you need to go and the things you need to pick up, and you get there and you drive there and you get out and you search through your purse or your pockets and you go, man, where is this? I left it at home. So you know what I do? Summer, you're back. I'm having a hard time bringing Lauren on. I keep approving her to come on, but there's a little dot in the middle where she's still flashing. I'm slathering on essential oils today. There you go, Wendy. If that works for you, by all means, do it. So, Summer, you didn't get kicked out. I got shut down. It just shut right down for some reason. I don't know what's going on. So I'm on my phone hoping that this will work better. And Lauren, every time I say approve and receive an invite and I add you, you show up in the middle of my screen. So, Mercury retrograde, huh? Isn't that interesting? Hello, Janet. So guys, I know we were starting to talk about lists in the first video, and then in the second video we were trying to talk again about lists. And it seems like we all have our lists, right? Of the things we need to do, the lists of goals, the things we need to pick up, and things like that. So how do we get a healthy balance with lists? Lauren, again, I'm going to clear the requests, Lauren, and will you do it again? I just cleared all the requests, so try it again. So how do we find a healthy balance with our lists? I don't know about you, but there is so much going on in our daily lives. When I look back to being in my 20s with no internet, I had a TV with rabbit ears, so I got 3 channels. There wasn't the technology back then. My days were spent with my kids, or being outside, or taking a walk, or conversing with people, or reading, or doing some sort of creative craft or something. And today we're overwhelmed. We are totally overwhelmed in the fact that there's so much information coming at us that we can't seem to get done what we want to get done. So we make lists of things, and then we beat ourselves up for not accomplishing those lists of things, right, guys? You can imagine what it feels like to have all of these lists of things to do and places to be and people to talk to and things to buy and not being able to accomplish them. So, oh, Melissa says, yes, it was much different then. Oh, totally different, Melissa, like just absolutely totally different. when you think back to how much more less stress we had, like our stress levels are over the top. You know, I was talking to a police officer yesterday who's going to be on my kindness show next week. And he said their calls that they get, the number one, the highest calls they get, the majority of calls they get, first are based on mental illness. And then whatever comes with that afterwards. So we know that the stress levels have reached an ultimate high. That's not even a question. It's a matter of how do we find a balance with these lists. So how do you find a balance of either letting go of your lists and what type of list to make? Janet says, or Melissa says, better relationships with people as well. Oh, totally, Melissa. Like totally. We actually communicated face to face. We were in each other's physical presence. And or on a phone that had a cord, right? Imagine that, a phone with a cord. Janice says, perhaps we have to pat ourselves on the back for the items ticked off the list. Give ourselves positive reinforcement. Absolutely. But before we do that, Lauren, I'm going to try again. But before we do that, Janet, what we have to do is make sure our lists are realistic. They have to be realistic and they have to feel good to us, because that's the balance and the unbalance. When we put too many things on our list, we feel bad about not finishing them and we feel like we didn't achieve. So we beat up on ourselves more. Hi, Tina. Tina says, I have to prioritize so hard today. Yes. Melissa says, now we just ignore each other with our heads down on our technology. True. And I don't know how long that's going to last because our world is changing so fast. But I do know that we have choices. And here's the thing about lists. You can do things with your list. There's one list that says things I can achieve today, things that I think I can get done today. And then there's the things that you leave to the universe. Big topic. Melissa says self-sabotage. And Janet says, oh, for sure. Lauren, I'm approving you to join the broadcast. You have to approve it or click on it or something, because it shows up in the middle of my screen for you to come on the broadcast. So let's talk about how we burden ourselves. Wendy says, if I do something extra, I write it on my list so I can cross it off. Love my list. There you go. Crossing off does feel good. It feels like an accomplishment, right? And we want to feel accomplished, but we want to feel balanced in that. Because just because we accomplished everything on our list doesn't mean we're healthy in our body that day. It doesn't mean we're healthy in our soul that day. Maybe we pushed it too far to accomplish, and that's not healthy, right? So it's all about a balance, and that's what I'll be teaching. Great idea, Wendy. Yeah. That's what I'm going to teach in the Essential Ultimate Self-Care Facebook group that I've already started, that launches on the 14th of March. I'm going to be covering all of these subjects. I'm going to be talking about the 7 ways for self-care to absolutely change your life. And you know, changing your life means you're going to achieve clarity, you're going to heighten your intuition, you're going to cultivate your purpose more, you're going to eliminate and alleviate any disease and illness within your body. You're going to bring about the peace, the balance, and the harmony that you crave. You're going to improve your relationships. And clarity is everything, having clarity. And I'm going to teach that in 30 days in my Facebook group. And I know some of you are already part of the Facebook group. And if you want to be, it's only $27.99 for 30 days. I mean, guys, my fees are up to $175 for a session. So this is a steal at $27.99. You get me in there for a whole month doing things like this, just for us personally, getting into the extras. Remember the extra thing that I said, there's a list for you and then there's a list for the universe to achieve? We're going to get into that in the group. That's huge. Huge. It changes your life. Because then the universe gets to co-create with you, vice versa. The universe is always creating, but you get to co-create with the universe on purpose. So for that price alone, that subject is worth its weight in gold. It will change your life. So let me know via messenger after, or just put a message in here if you want the link for the group, because I've already started in it, but I would officially launch on the 14th. It will change your life. It'll change your perspective. Lauren, I don't know what the heck is going on here, because it says request to be in your broadcast. Lauren has a request and I push approve. But I'm going to try adding you in a different way and see what happens. Melissa says, would love to chat with you on my podcast podcast, please connect with me. Awesome. I would love to too. I've done lots of the podcasts. Oh my gosh, she's there.
I'm like,
Yes, I would love to.
Mercury retrograde has nothing on me.
Well, I know. And when Wendy said that, I went, oh my God, this is the first day of that, you know?
I know, and
But
I'm
we
like,
figured,
no, I am in control of my life.
we did it. We did it. So, Lauren, everybody, this is my awesome intuitive friend that we only talk every day on WhatsApp. We
Yeah.
rarely see each other face to face, except when we used to do a TV. We used to do a
Blab.
broadcast together.
Mhm.
Blab. We used to talk about what people didn't want to talk about, and then Blab shut us down.
Yeah.
Well, they shut everything down. Not
I
just
took it
us.
personally.
Yeah, I know. So Lauren and I tap into the world's energies a lot. We understand what's going on, and we're one of the very few people that we can talk that language and actually know what we're talking about. And we talked about already about the changing of the energies in the last couple of days. Lauren was feeling it.
Yes.
Other intuitive friends were feeling it. And then when I decided to do a Facebook Live, she said, what are we going to talk about? And Lauren had already talked about the lists this morning. So I said, let's talk about those lists.
I have it
so,
right here.
Lauren, take it away, because I've been talking for a while, waiting to get you on here.
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about, I think really it's been the last 3 days, like that we feel this new energy shift, there's a wave coming in, and it's about change and whatever. So last night I was thinking about it, and I wrote a post on my IG account about how in the past, when something like this happened, I would just ride the wave. Like I knew that there was a wave and I didn't want to resist it because that causes all kinds of problems energetically. So I would ride the wave. And then now I brought it to the next level of, no, I'm going to utilize this wave and I'm going to co-create, like you said earlier, I'm going to co-create with the universe. So what do I want my next chapter to look like, kind of thing? So since, you know, I'd say a few weeks, I've got more opportunities coming up. I'm doing a lot of different things. My life has changed. Little League has started, so schedules have changed with the family and the kids, and my husband's in school and he works, and then I have my own priorities, and I do a family call on Monday, so I have to write all this stuff down, plus I have to keep logs because I'm a homeschool mom. So for my homeschool and activities on a daily basis, I have this super duper cheap dollar store, dollar student planner that I use to write all of the events coming up that I want my kids to participate in, and all of their extracurricular activities and their dentist appointments and everything. And this stays pretty busy. But my stuff, the things I need to do for myself, my self-care, my priorities, things I want to read and do is separate. So because my life is changing and I want to be in control of it and not let it happen to me and get overwhelmed by the laundry like I did over this weekend, it all started with the laundry.
Of course.
Yeah, that's our inside joke. What are you doing today? I think you're doing laundry today. Well, if you put $1 million on that bet, you'd probably be right. So I said, since I'm doing laundry every day anyway, instead of looking at it as this frustrating thing to do that's overwhelming to me because it never ends, that's one of those things that's really hard to check off your list, because as soon as you check it off, there's somebody that walks in with dirty socks. So I made this new list, and it's a really rough draft because it's in process. But I made this really rough list yesterday, and I think you can see it a little bit here. And so today's Tuesday, and it's just really, really simple about all the things that I want to do for, you know, every day. And my days are a little bit different. So some days I have ballet, some days I have Little League. But I started it off with my number one problem, or for lack of a better word, put laundry in the washing machine. Like, get it done and over with. You wake up, you know, before you put the tea on, stick the load from the day before in there and get it out of the way. So as much as I can do that, as much as my schedule will allow, that's my number one priority. And guess what? Because everything is written down and I have the snapshot of my day, I'm not feeling overwhelmed, and I'm not constantly playing that reel in my head that says, oh my God, what do I have to do today? Did I miss anything? Okay, I did this. What else do I have to do? Go back through the list 500 times again, over and over again. And then like create this anxiety. And did I miss something? And then, oh my God, my husband's going to walk in and he's going to ask me, did I, make the appointment for X, Y, or Z? And did I remember to do that? And, trying to keep it all in here. I always say like, this is the most busiest, stressful job I've ever had in my whole entire life is being a mom, a homeschooler, a wife, and doing my own art. You can see a little bit in the background, and my own business and whatever, because there's so many hats. And I have a planner for the kids. I have a planner for what I want my days to look like. That includes things like yoga in the morning, and family time and reading and things that are for myself. And then I have stuff right here. I work out every day, so I have a tracker for that. And I bought myself these cute little stickers that I that say well done and good job and and whatever, because I buy those for the kids. And I thought, well, why don't I do that for me? Because it feels good to put the little star on every day. And at the end of the week, I use the ones that say, you make me proud and 100% effort. And that's a calendar. That's a list. And every time I put a little sticker on at the end of the day, I feel like this little, was that Marie Kondo joy feeling? I feel that every day. So, and then I have another list here. One of the things that I really wanted to do, and I'm almost done. One of the things I really wanted to do that was really important was concentrate on my nutrition and focus on my liver. I had this little, buzzing angel, whatever you want to call it, in my ear saying, check, just support your liver. So I have a list of foods that I can eat, and I went in and I highlighted all the ones that are healthy for my liver, to support my liver. So when I go to create a menu, when I go grocery shopping, I go and I buy the ones that are on highlighted first. So it's like a no-brainer. If I tried to remember every single item that was good for my liver, on top of everything I needed to go shopping for, on top of meal planning for my health and, everything else, on top of doing the workouts, on top of raising think about it, I would go mad. So the first thing that stopped me from doing this was, number one, life used to be easy and I didn't need lists. And number two was I really liked procrastinating, and that was something that I just figured out no longer served me. So I made those changes, and I found out, oh my God, life really is better if you take the time to do the list. And the first thing that people say is, oh my God, like I have no time to do anything right now. Now I'm going to stop and create an hour for myself every Sunday and make more lists. But if you do it and you just try it for like 2 weeks, you will find that there's so much more room to breathe, so much more room to think in your head, to get all this stuff done. And you get the satisfaction of putting a sticker on or making the check on or whatever else that is. And that is where the healthy part comes in. Not only are you setting up your life and creating your life, not only are you accomplishing all the things you want to do and writing it down and writing your own story, but it's like, you can breathe finally after all this stuff, when your plate is so full and loaded. And then you can modify and you can change, because just because you make a list, this month, life is going to happen. Life is going to change. And then you can go in and tweak it and modify it and stay on top of it instead of letting life happen to you. And Judy knows, she all the time, she hears it every day when I get into overwhelm, and I just have to take a deep breath and recreate, because whatever is going on now isn't working for me. So she's my little, I spit it all out and get it out, and it's all out and okay. And then now, how are we going to fix it?
Yeah, really, truly. And Lauren does have a busy life, and I have a busy life as well. My 5 kids are adult children now. But my list is in a day timer, an actual day timer like Lauren showed, where I've used the hardcover day timers forever because there's something very unique about writing it down with your hand to pen or pencil or whatever. And my day timer is full of my clients' appointments, my business stuff, my community things. But my stuff, like in my list today, is the gym and to go see my favorite chiropractor and to get on the MRI mat and anything else that I have in there that I can't remember. But I do this on a daily basis. And I know that my chiropractor's in town every Wednesday and Friday, so that automatically goes into my list. And you know, you talk about how important it is to have a structure in life because what happens is, especially with technology, guys, I don't know if any of you have been Facebook addicts before, where you're in there and you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and an hour goes by,
Yeah.
you know? And I think we all have done that before. And it's just that there's so much information for us to take in. But if we really want to take care of ourselves in a new way, we have to prioritize our time. Because for some reason, we're busier now than we ever have been before. And yes, it's technology, but we've also increased being more busier than ever
Hmm.
before. So these lists help prioritize. And I'm not going to talk today about how you make one side of your list yours and how the other side of the list is the universe's. I'm going to teach that in the Facebook group, the Essential Ultimate Care Self-Care group. And again, if you want in on that group, please just message me or put a comment in here and we'll get you in there because I've already started. So it is so important. And Lauren mentioned something too about being able to tweak your list. Then Janet had said, I'm a routine person, find it works well in my life. Absolutely, routine can. But we have to allow for those interruptions. We have to allow for routines to get a little bit juggled, you know,
Right.
with what the planet, the energy, or something in our family or our health or something changes. We have to allow for those routines to be sort of thrown out and something else in its place. You're
Right.
welcome, Summer.
And
So
that's the part that they're really going to learn by being in your group is when when to give yourself grace. Like when it's in your benefit to throw the routine out or the list out for that day because that's in your best interest. And being able to say I'm being lazy or I'm giving excuses or whatever, that I'm dealing with crap and I don't want to be my best self right now, or the universe is just giving me a bunch of stuff and I need to digest it. Being able to discern those things is what Judy is best at helping out with.
yeah, thank you. It's one of my gifts that I readily love. Like I readily accept that it is. And you know, and this is part of what else I'm going to teach you about self-care in the group is how to receive your gifts with grace and to start to act on them because that's about self-care, about self-preservation as well as self-care. So I know that we've had 3 attempts for this Facebook Live today. And this one is probably, I'm going to leave this one and maybe delete the others. And because I've given the information about the group, I've given the information about our topic, and Lauren finally got on, which I'm so happy with. I think I'm going to use my phone from now on, Lauren, instead of the iPad. It kicked me off before. So for those of you that have been part of this today, thank you. Your input was greatly appreciated. And I know that there was quite a few of my clients on here today that are really starting to practice self-care in a
Mm-hmm.
new way. I mean, it is, Lauren and I know this, that self-care at 6 months ago was totally different than what's required today. Totally.
Yeah.
And it's going to, right? Like it's totally changed. And this is why Spirit gave me this.
But
It was because, right?
it's funny
What
because
do you
the
want to say?
self-care, like 6 months ago, we were talking about Epsom salt baths, and now it's like way beyond an Epsom salt bath. That feels like a baby step.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And every day, Spirit gives me more information about what to start to teach in this group for 30 days. And you're right, it goes beyond. And not that Epsom salt baths aren't, they're part of a
Yeah,
routine
they're
now.
they're
Like
important too.
like they're not even something you say, oh, I think I'll do an Epsom salt bath this weekend after I'm done work. They're part of what we do, like eating, when we feel the need to do,
Right.
when we just do it.
Right.
You know, thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet. I hope you consider being part of our group. You know, I think you're going to get a lot from it and out of it.
I'm in
But I
it.
want to end this. Yeah, you're in it. Yes, you are. But I want to keep this fairly short. So I want to thank you, Lauren, for your wisdom and your knowledge. And you're so succinct at putting it together to be able to talk about it all. And I know you've helped a lot of people in here and or women that have young children that will watch the replay as
Yes.
well.
Well, thank you
Thank you.
for having me. I always love it. It's
And
my favorite thing, my favorite part of the week.
I know, and we're going to do more. I have a feeling we're going to do more. I mean, we had fun with Blab when we had our own show, but I think the time is here for now anyway to do some more. Because what it does is it reteaches us and reconfirms in us what we need to do. Plus, we get to help other people with our knowledge and our wisdom and our experience. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Look forward to doing another Facebook Live again. And thank you if you've come back on for the third time of the Mercury retrograde problems with technology. We'll blame it on that, right? So thank you. Have a great day, afternoon, evening. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so
Bye.
much. You were awesome. Bye.
Thanks.